Scientist and inventor Dr. Horace Drew has been looking for the technology that propels the UFOs, UAPs, and balls of light that millions are now discussing. And he believes that some of these crop formations may be telling us.
A classic UFO here with 3 balls on the bottom. These are 3 wire coils and something spinning in the middle. Here's a crop picture from 2018 that tried to explain it to us. Those are the 3 wire coils and something spinning. 1, 2, 3. Below you see this other wire coil here which may support the magnet, sort of in that broad section. Here's another crop picture from 2020. We see the same 3 wire coils and a magnet spinning off axis. Like that. Coming to the top and rising up. The magnet should be rising up. And here in our levitation device, we have those same 3 wire coils. 1, 2, 3. Below here we have a magnet which can spin.
Electrical engineer Nikola Romansky had a theory that many of these shapes are pieces of a blueprint for some kind of machine, as if they were 2-dimensional patterns to be unrolled into 3-dimensional objects. Romansky began doing this with a 3D printer and piecing together the puzzle.
I was contacted by a mysterious inventor by the name of Nikola Romansky, who sent me a very strange email. When I opened this email, there was a video attached, and the video appeared to be Nikola's attempt using a simple Autodesk CAD program to decode a specific circle that had come down in 2009. But it seemed to harvest blueprints. There was some kind of machine we were staring at all of a sudden. And of course, my next question to Nikola was, what kind of machine do you think this is? And then eventually the conversation turned to, can we build this?
Much like Professor Robert Plot from the 17th century, Meaden theorized that a natural plasma phenomena was responsible for producing the mysterious crop circles. And by their appearance from ground level, this doesn't sound that far-fetched. But by the mid-1980s, several photographers began documenting them from the air, which is clearly the intended perspective. From above, the crop circles often have a stunning symmetry and complex geometry. Elaborate pictograms somehow cut into fields in a few hours of darkness. It was a great mystery, and in an age of snail mail newsletters and VHS tapes, word traveled fast. By 1990, it went mainstream. The East Field pictogram, hundreds of feet long, was discovered on July 12th of 1990. Led Zeppelin used it on the cover of their new Remasters release. And that summer, the British government and the CIA deployed damage control. They didn't want people talking about crop circles. In late July of 1990, crop circle investigator Colin Andrews led a sensationalized investigation produced by the BBC with the support of the British military called Operation Blackbird. They were to stake out a field owned by the government, at night with sensory detectors in hopes of capturing the creation of a crop circle. On the second night, Colin Andrews was told by the British military that a crop circle was formed. But when the sun came up, it was an obvious man-made hoax.
What was being described by the watchers of Operation Blackbird as a major scientific event turned out to be a very corny joke. But the crop circle experts say they're determined not to be put off by the unknown hoaxes. Their search for a solution continues, undaunted, though a little deflated. Clarence Mitchell reports on the day that had all the experts running around in circles.
You can start to see spherical round here.
This is a computer-enhanced nighttime picture of the moment Operation Blackbird thought it had achieved success. To the expert eye, circles could be seen slowly emerging in the Wiltshire corn, along with faint lights. The truth that it was probably the body heat of the hoaxers would only emerge later. At first glance in daylight, the circles looked convincing, but on closer examination, they spelt fraud on a grand scale. When the Operation Blackbird team got here, they immediately recognised signs of a hoax. Wheat had been broken and soil had been trodden on, and most obviously, these had been left in the centre of every circle, a paper board game similar to a Ouija board. And then some 5 hours later, this wire was found in the centre of one of the circles, and they think that this is the key to the hoax.
The next year, Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley went public with the claim that they created hundreds of crop circles over the course of a decade. The story was broadcast on England's Coast to Coast Evening News.
Good evening. Experts are tonight divided over claims by two men from Hampshire that they're responsible for the South's famous crop circles. Dave Chorley and Doug Bauer say they created the strange patterns with nothing more than a wooden board and a length of rope.
The men decided to reveal their hoax when they heard the government was planning to finance research into the circles.
If their story is true, Dave Chorley and Doug Bauer are probably the most successful hoaxers of all time. The pair, who both live in Southampton, claim to have made more than 200 corn circles throughout the south of England. According to them, the hoax began as a bit of harmless fun 13 years ago. Since then, the patterns have become more elaborate. Many thought they were made by alien spacecraft. Some scientists have devoted their life's work to the search for a natural explanation. Others have written best-selling books on the subject. Mr. Chorley and Mr. Bauer say everyone was conned. And the newspaper which published their story says it spent a week verifying their claims.
For the first 3 years, nothing happened at all, and we realised that we were putting them in fields that the public couldn't see. And we then had to find a slope or a dip in the land that the motors could see. You see, well, we decided on the punch bowl at Cheesefoot Head on the Petersfield Road, and it was only a few hours before the first reports were coming through about the circle that was found in the punch bowl at Cheesefoot Head.
The men are scornful of the self-styled experts who've camped out at known circle sites in the hope of filming the unexplained phenomenon.
I can't understand anybody of that intelligence walking and making something of flattened corn and shapes in cornfields, quite honestly. Had it been us ordinary laymen and gone, I think we'd have sussed it out within a year.
The men say they planned their designs with geometric precision. Today, in a cornfield near Chichester, they set out to show how they did it, carrying the tools they've used for 13 years. Watched this time by the world's press, the Japanese were especially curious about this strange art form. Mr. Chorley and Mr. Bauer went to work, spiralling outwards to make their crop circle. The secret, they say, is flattening the corn halfway up the stem, which gives a different effect to merely trampling on it. Working by day was a luxury for them. Normally they did it by the dead of night.
This story made international news, and for many, it was all they needed to dismiss the entire thing as a hoax. But Doug and Dave were not able to produce a symmetrical formation. They kept changing their story, and when asked how they avoided leaving footpaths, they claimed they pole vaulted through the fields. In a later interview, Colin Andrews claimed that he was set up by the British government and the CIA, and that Doug and Dave had to sue for the rest of the money they were promised for telling their story. There have been many hoaxes since, as well as corporate marketing stunts and art projects, but it's not hard to spot a hoax. The crop formations created by man leave behind crushed and broken crop, and the ground is left in ruin. But in the other ones, there is nothing but elegant detail, and the physical properties of the crops have somehow been altered. Crop formations are made by bending over crop, and the manner in which it is bent is quite often very strange. It occurs at a node in the stem. The water content inside the nodes seems to have been cooked from the inside, in many cases blown out due to internal pressure. The research of biophysicist Dr. W.C. Levengood describes the causation of these blown-out nodes as something akin to microwaves. In one study, hundreds of crop formations from multiple countries were studied over a 10-year period. On the microscopic level, abnormal enlargement of cell wall pits was found, and expulsion cavities were found at the bent nodes. When crop circles occur in mature plants with fully formed seeds, the seeds are often found to have growth rates up to 5 times that of control seeds, and they produce more protein content.
When I germinated some of these seeds, notice the control here. You got plants that are short, very short. Here are the formation plants, and you can see the tremendous difference. These are very, very much healthier, more vigorous plants. The embryogenesis in the seeds have been drastically altered.
When the soil is analyzed, spherical magnetic particles are found, which are microns in diameter. They are often found adhering to the soil within a melted glaze of the same magnetic material. Many crop circles won't go away for years. Ghost formations are seen the following season. Whatever is creating these things is doing so with some sort of exotic energy. No matter how much big corporations spend on creating them, nobody has been able to recreate these elements or even demonstrate how they are made within hours in the darkness of night. Dozens every summer all over the world. Some formations are over 1,000 feet in diameter. Some include 3D illusions only visible from specific angles. Many are encoded with precise astronomy and mathematical concepts, including the Mandelbrot set, fractals, sacred geometry, and squaring the circle. One formation was found to be a geometric representation of pi, accurate to 10 decimal places. On August 7th, 2009, a massive crop formation filling an entire field appeared like a human butterfly. In 2004, Robert Ridge from Roswell, New Mexico, discovered a small rock with a design protruding from its surface, now known as the Roswell Rock. The carving has no marks of drilling or cutting, and it has anomalous magnetic properties. This inspired investigation, which found that a crop formation from 8 years earlier was the same mysterious design. On August 7, 2008, CERN announced the completion and launch date of their Atlas barrel toroid, one of the largest superconducting magnets ever built. It consists of 8 coils, creating an octagonal geometry. The same day as this announcement, an octagonal crop formation appeared in Churchill, England, now known as the 8 Magnet Formation. Many crop formations seem to be a form of communication. The Arecibo message was a radio message broadcast into space in 1974. Under 2,000 bits of data that, when correctly translated, shows the numbers 1 to 10, the atomic numbers of the elements and the formulas that make up the nucleotides of DNA, the number of DNA nucleotides in the human genome, a graphic of the double helix structure of DNA, the average dimensions of a human, the human population of Earth, a graphic of the solar system, including where the message is coming from, and a graphic of the radio telescope used to send the message. 27 years later, in 2001, 2 crop formations were reported near the Chilbolton Radio Telescope in Hampshire, UK. The first was a human face, and soon after, another one appeared that seems to be an answer to the Arecibo message. It reflected the original message, but with a different planetary origin, different DNA, and a different physical appearance. And instead of a radio telescope, there was an image of a crop formation that appeared in the same field 1 year prior. Almost exactly a year later, and less than 9 miles away, a crop formation appeared with an alien face and a binary coded disc. When translated, the binary code reads, "Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. Believe. There is good out there. We oppose deception. Conduit closing." During the twilight hours on August 11th, 1996, near Oliver's Castle in England, a man captured a video of orbs flying over a field and a crop formation materializing beneath them. The formation he caught being formed was discovered by the public hours later. If a hoax, nobody has been able to figure out how he did it. Many of the crop formations have been decoded, but not all. Many are still a mystery. Some believe they may be caused by sound in some way. Crop circles are still a mystery, but as the veil continues to be lifted, perhaps we will learn more about this strange art form. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support.